TM, howdy, howdy, fam. Happy Sunday, fun day. This is Blue Eye Queen, yours truly. I'm in one of my art galleries in downtown St. Petersburg. I have 40 paintings in this location. I'll just do a little spin. There's artwork on all of the walls. You can walk down the hallway in the clinic rooms. You're just surrounded by my energy and my ambiance. So I wanted to switch up the backdrops so that we can have something fun to reflect on each time. So I am going to be breaking down a masterclass on how artists can set up their own launch and during the process of getting your art ready to creating the assets and then launching them on the marketplace of your choice. And so, again, I'm Blue Eye Queen. I've been working in the Web3 world for over 3.5 years now. I started in 2021 where I launched my own NFT collection with OpenSea at the time, and it did really well. I actually lost the wallet because I was very new to crypto and just, it was a spin back then. And so NFT NYC reached out to me, and I became one of their first speakers actually for their conference. And it was on my birthday. So all the synergies kind of lined up. And then a few weeks after, Yuga Labs had approached me in a DM on LinkedIn, and they asked me if I'd be interested in an interview for social media manager for the company Yuga and all of the collections, CryptoPunks, which came later, Meebits, which came later, Bored Apes, Mutants, Other Side, all of these things. So I was really wrapped up into this world as one of the first folks. And so since then, now I have my own artist residency over in Las Vegas at the Journey NFT Gallery. I've been creating service animals and disability books surrounding my mutant, which is 555. I love that number. And you can also divulge into all of the different galleries that I have. So I want to make this masterclass extremely informative. And so in order for me to do that, I've already pre-recorded some content that I'm just going to flip up so that you can get the step by step. I made some content last night, and I want to be able to kind of show this journey so that you can take this video if you want and pause it when you have made a reflection. So after you've got through that step, then you can just come back to it again. You can also go to my YouTube or my TikTok or my Twitter page, and all of the content is there. So let's kind of kick it off here on NFT World. And this is again with me last night. So I'm going to bring it up on stage, and I'm going to bring me down so that you can watch this. We'll turn it off for right now. Does it never turn off or? Okay. We'll turn the sparkle down for just sakes of not making anyone feel like they're in a techno concert right now. I'm Blue Eye Queen. Today is Friday, January 25th. Just finished up a festival called Gasparilla in my little beach town of Tampa. And so I'm now back into this super productive mode where I had an epiphany where I had a lady that I met in Las Vegas, a boss gal just like myself, same age, all the things. And she had inspired me to do a masterclass. She was kind of like my prophecy, where she was like, you need to tell people what you know and educate them. And so as she started asking me questions, I began to realize, wow, I do know a little something. So I'm to be congesting my videos about different pieces on how to create an NFT collection, from preparing the digital assets to setting up the files for the development and the platform, and then the initial launch. So social media tweets and graphics and all those goodies that you need to make a successful launch. So today is Saturday, January 25th, and each day I'm going to be moving you through how I've been setting up my platform so that I can show other artists how to do this, because the goal for me is to be a leader and a pioneer in NFT art. And so if I am a thought leader and I'm helping others get themselves on the platform, then I can bring them onto my podcast with Omega Media and Blue Eye Queen. I almost said my name first, that's why I had a brain fart. Omega Media and Blue Eye Queen, the Ape Goddess, and interview the artists on there, do a little show and tell, bring out different fun things, and just making a more immersive experience, because you are your best advocate and I want everyone to know what my story is. And so I went around the home and started capturing all the paintings that haven't been shown before, and I am going to compile them into this masterclass for yours truly, so that you can get little nuggets of inspiration and be able to go at your pace to launch your own collection. So leave comments, like, share it, tell me if you have some feedback from me. I'm kind of winding down for the night, so I don't really have all of the things going on over here except for locking down. All right, God bless everybody. Ciao, ciao for now. Love, Blue. How did we feel about that? That is really good. Yeah, so it just kind of gives you a little taste on what this masterclass is going to be. And it's kind of fun to see myself in two different settings. You can really feel the energy change. I'm in a med spa, so it's very calm, and the colors are like the ocean, because this is Florida. But at my house, it's very loud and bright and vibrant. And so I'm going to kick it into part 2 of the video, which is, well, essentially it's like step 1, where you have to collect your artwork. So in order to get a collection going, you need to have things that you can create it with. So I'm going to bring up another video, and this is of artwork that's never been seen before. I'm going to drop these pictures in the thread of this Spaces so that you can see the artwork texturized, and it's like it's fun to touch. I like things that are immersive, and I find that helps personal connection better. So, this is my first masterclass, and I welcome all feedback. So if there's something that I should be touching on better, I'd like to hear from you. So I'm going to bring up this next video. Okay, let's do it. So I'm starting a masterclass. You're my first class. It's going to be on how to make an NFT collection if you're an artist. So first and foremost, I'll do a quick intro. I'm Blue Eye Queen. I'm a part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Apes, Ape Chain Projects, Vibrant Energy, and 555. I'm on the Omega Media team. I'm partner to Morthu, and I'm in the Cigar City Apes, Miami Apes clubs. So got that out there, and most importantly, I represent the ladies in the space, and also diversity, inclusivity. All of this art that's on these walls is mine. I'm a disabled artist, and I want to help other artists know how to get their work online. You can see there's literally paint on every inch of this house. So that brings us to part 1 of this masterclass. I'm gonna piece it together, get feedback from everyone, and keep making these videos so that I can find ways to educate and make a business around knowledge, because knowledge is key. That's one thing that they can't take away from you, is your knowledge. Sorry, don't look at my house being a little ratchet. So how to start your NFT collection. You're gonna need artwork. So first and foremost, you've gotta have digital assets that you can use. And so for my situation, I love that there's a different painting in every angle. I'm an abstract artist, so I create with my hands, and I like to use glitter and gems and funky textures to make my paintings super fun. Because I'm an access user, I'm in a wheelchair full time, and I find that my life is very, very difficult to be able to navigate. And if we can include more people into experiences with touching and color contrast, then that makes me feel like I'm giving the best I can do each day is when I'm helping others. So I went around and I started taking pictures of these paintings. A lot of them I touched up. Again, I went through and started throwing more paint on them. I mean, this is my house. This is where I live with my partner. And this is where our nest is. And so all of the art is mine, and it's just a remembrance of good energy, to focus on what's in front of you, and just know that the way that God's path has made his purpose for you is just all based off of timing of what your needs are. So my needs right now are creating masterclasses and teaching other artists how to put themselves out there and make collections. I really want to strive in this Web3 world as a pioneer in artistry. So if I'm able to help other artists get themselves online, launch their collection, then I can bring them onto my podcast with Omega Media and my Blue Eye Queen podcast, where we can talk about the art and really do more of a Q&A deep dive, because the best way for me to be able to share my experiences as a person with a disability, with different earth angel duties that I have to face and challenges that I have on life, I have an entirely different working brain than most people. Only a couple people have really been able to nail down the speed of my brain and how brilliant the layers go. And that's just all because I'm an abstract artist. We see things differently. We see the world 12 steps ahead and 1,000 ways to break it. This painting has resin on it, which is like a clear liquid. So every layer had to be dried before the next layer came on. So that is the type of art that I like to create. And art is subjective. Not everyone's gonna love my style, and that's okay. But it's the reactions that you want people to have, because that just shows that, okay, maybe they didn't like it, or maybe they didn't like it, but they still had a reaction to it. And I'm gonna put on my halo crown. If anybody wants one of these, just send me a DM, and no charge. I give these crowns out on the weekends. So now we have the angel army activated. So I went around and I took pictures of all of these physical paintings. And some of the paintings I took more than one photo of, because it's a massive painting, and I'm finding that it's really tough to have one large canvas to just be one NFT, when I can cut it up and divide it up and take 6 photos, and they're all just as amazing. And so I pulled all of these out of my closet, my storage unit. I grabbed them off the walls. So next Sunday, not this tomorrow Sunday, but February 2nd at 2:22 p.m. Eastern, I will be having a new launch called 222, and it's with these paintings that you see on the walls. These have never been shown before. This is an entirely new collection, because I went around and I've been throwing paint on everything. I've been just tossing all the art, just making everything different and unique, because I don't want any duplicates of my NFTs. I want to have created new content every single time, hit the nail every time. All the deliverables, from creating the stories, the titles, working with the team, the JSON files. I have like a whole manual for any artist that wants to put their artwork on the blockchain. This is part 1. You gotta have the art ready. You gotta create it, and then you gotta get the art ready. So go around your house or wherever your art's at and take pictures. I think for this specific painting, I took around 10. So I went 1, 2, 3, and just did these big bucketized things. And then the same thing going around, boom, boom. And that one's, yep. Got some glitter on these ones, boom, boom. So that is how we first get started, is we start collecting our content. Now we're gonna move over into the digital world and start getting the assets ready for creating your JSON files. So I know this is like a whole another language to people, but for me as well, I had the same vibe when I was getting started, but now I feel comfortable to do it. I feel like enough people have helped me along that I want to be able to teach and train and help others, because sharing is caring. So follow, like, subscribe. Tell me if you want to have more of these master classes. I'll drop you a DM. They're completely free, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Send me a message. Blue Eye Queen. Ciao, ciao for now. Hey, yeah, that turned out really good. So those are paintings in my house. I live with my partner, and it's just a fun energy. There's so much color. Every time you look up, you're looking and thinking something differently. It's an inspiring space. And so after you locate what your art is, for me, my artwork is physical. So I take my handmaids, and all of those paintings, I went and touched them up over the last couple of days to kind of change the color and the ambiance, because they've been sitting in storage or what have you. I threw some glitter on it, some gems, and I am using a program called Canva. Canva is how I tried using Photoshop, layers, etc. But Canva has been my go-to, where I'm taking the content that I created with my phone and I'm dropping all of that into this Canva program. So Canva is, to me, easier to use because I can grab it from my phone. I've come from Photoshop days where it was like CS6 back in the day, LimeWire, all those programs were going around. So I had the original suite on my laptop, and I just actually recently canceled it because I'm like, why am I paying for X amount of programs that do the same thing? And I find that Canva is my go-to, because you can do templates, you can manipulate things with the color. But I know Photoshop, in the long run, there's actions that you can run and scripts, but I'm not there yet. Maybe I'll go back to that. So this was last night where I started placing the content that I've snapped of these photos. This is the one that I had said that I took like 10 pictures of it, because the painting was a 6 foot by 7 foot. So I'm here recording my screen from last night, and I'm dragging the content into each artboard. So this collection is called 222, and it's another angel number. I just seem to have fun with these numbers. There's so many ways that you can embrace you can just embrace what your mission is. And my mission as an earth angel is to reflect voices that are underprivileged, minorities, individuals that don't have the same strength, but the stories is what folks want to resonate with. They can really break down into being like, oh, I didn't even know that that's how it was, but you helped me see the light, and you gave me a reason to change my views. And it's not just directed for persons with disabilities. I mean, this is a humanitarian, this is human, where we just need to be kind with each other and just love people. And I find that I love creating on the blockchain. It's like super fun. It's an extremely tedious process. Now that you're starting to see, like, this is the breakdown on just putting the content into the artboards. I'm going through and I'm turning it, and I'm manipulating it, and I'm moving it around. And there are physical paintings of these digitals. So that's also like a nice touch point, is if the person that collects this IP, intellectual property, of my handmaids. You can have it rewrapped as your own canvas, like any size that you want. You can have a printed or a poster. Like, I have a lot of friends that have reached out to me from international waters, and they love my art over there. It's amazing how international folks just can get this obsession almost with women that have strong voices, but also individuals with diversity. There's something eclectic about that. It's not to say that it's, I'm getting more support internationally. I'm just saying, like, it's nice to see that people from 6,000 miles away have been able to be touched by my story. So I'm going back in here and I'm dropping the content into the artboard. I'm moving things around. I'm actually positioning it in a way where it's like a grid, like a tic-tac-toe, so that when you're looking at it, you look at it in a Z format. That's how you read web pages. So you're looking at it in a Z format, and it's everything that I want you to feel kind of get shown through there. So I'll fast forward this a little bit, where now I've moved into placing, I think there's 80 or so paintings in here. And so this part of the process is where I'm grabbing the artwork and I'm moving it around. So I don't want two of the same paintings to fall in line with each other. So this is just a me thing where I want it to be as unique as possible when it's randomized. So I'll spend all this time and I'll kind of just move these artboard blocks around on Canva so that each piece kind of has just a uniqueness. So I'm watching the camera move here, putting the blue one up there, the blue one up here. So I'll just sit here and do this for a few hours, preparing the artwork. So this is just the beginning. Got the sparkles in that one, the resin in that one. It's fun. It's very relaxing, actually. I find a calmness about creating, and that kind of speaks for itself, right? It's like there's just a calmness. So if you're watching this, leave some comments. They're coming in on the side here. Share, like, and love. Sharing is caring. If you are an artist and you'd like to connect, I want to be able to amp up my angel army of other artists, because we're visionaries. We see the world differently than the average eye, the average social lens. So this is just another piece of my mind that I'm putting out on how I make the process happen. It is from start to finish. It could take weeks to get your collection up and going. And I'm sure there's AI models that are out there that could do this in a quick jiffy. It's just, I'm not there yet. Technology and we're still learning this world as far as point A to point Z. So I like to do things the manual way, the analog way, because I know if I'm doing it this way, I know it's going to be done exactly how I want it. And so, yeah, this is going to be another little shuffle here, 222. While we're watching my last night's version of me, I'm going to read to you the significance of 222. All right, beautiful. I got a little passage. So the angel number 222, it's a powerful spiritual significance. So I have earth angel duties where I had a conversation with God before I was born and said, I want to have this path in fixing humanity, amplifying voices that are not heard. Give me as much challenges and burdens as you possibly think I can handle, so that I can use that as my platform to be able to help others that are stuck. Because when you're disabled from the waist down and I'm on devices, I use a wheelchair, crutches, scooter, it's every single day I'm approached by energies that are going against me. And it makes it really difficult because we don't live in an accessible world. There isn't ramps, doors. It's just not just physically, but even for others. Like if you want to open a bank account and that person doesn't sign, it's things like that that we just don't have awareness of, because unless you have somebody in your family or somebody that you love, you really don't have an insight on what they go through unless you're going through it. So I like to be able to balance faith and harmony and energy and just do things the best that I can with what I have. That's the ultimatum, right? Is God's the one that's going to make those decisions for you and what he feels is best for you. So while we're watching all of these things move around and make fun here, 222 is symbolizing balance, harmony, faith, and trust in divine timing. It's a reminder that you are on the right path and the universe is also aligning to support you. So there's going to be 222 handmade pieces, and each piece has been digitally colorized. So each of these, I'm going in and I'm changing all of the colors of them, enhancing that thickness and that texture. And then after the JPEGs are created, PNGs, I'm not sure yet which version I'm going to do yet. We'll get to that in a little bit. Then I add a story about resilience and strength and courage. And right now I'm emotionally going through an uncomfortable part of my life. And so this has been giving me purpose, creating this masterclass, because I know if I can help one person just with a little something, then I feel like I've done a good deed for my heart. So this collection is now just a part of my emotional and spirit well-being, because I am going through some personal things, as we all do, that we don't share. So it says, it's a reminder to nurture your relationships, career, and inner peace equally, ensuring no area of life is neglected. So if we kind of sit back on that statement real quick, you have to make sure that you're feeling all of those pillars that define you as a person. So if you need to put boundaries in place for certain things like your career or relationships or community, your family, whatever that entails, like you'd have to have, it's you as a person, your safety is the most important. Okay, next. So seeing the number 222 suggests that everything is unfolding as it should, even if you don't see the full picture yet. So that's like trusting in God and the divine timing. It's assurance that your prayers and intentions are being heard and the results are manifesting behind the scenes. So even if you want to rush it and get to the end of that challenge, like sometimes God's hands are working and they're working hard, and you just have to have faith that it's going to happen in the way that it needs to be. So you just slow down and trust the process. You'll see little signs everywhere. Okay, so the number 2 is also associated with partnerships and relationships. Seeing this repeated means harmony and cooperation. So that it encourages you to keep the faith and trust that you're supported by the angels, the universe, and God. It serves as a reminder to remain positive in difficult times and to trust that better days are ahead. The number 222 is also indicating that you are in the process of manifesting your desires. Stay focused on your goals and maintain a positive mindset. You can ask anybody in my world. I'm one of the most positive people, regardless of how people treat me or put me down because of my vibrancy and my tenacity to live. I don't let anyone have power over me. There is nothing that you can take away from me or tell me that hasn't already been instilled as a child to me. So you want to come at me? Please try me. And I don't, and I keep it gracefully, because all the things that I'm going to be sharing in this collection, I've been posting on my YouTube channel. So it's kind of like a little scavenger hunt where you can go to my blog, you can read more about it, you can watch the videos about what I was facing in that time, and that is your metadata. You now have a layer of me in your life. because you collected one of my pieces of art. So I don't know anybody on that blockchain that's doing it like that. So we're making things unique and fun. So how to apply the meaning of 222, which is the collection. 222. Reflect on balance. Look at your life and ask where you might need more balance or peace. And I'm just having peace right now, watching all of these colors change and all the details come out with the glitter. Like, that gives me peace. Trust the journey. This is a hard one for me. Letting go of control and trust that things are working out for your highest good. That is a hard one for me. Stay positive. Keep your thoughts aligned with the outcome that you desire, as your energy is a powerful force. So I'll remove that and I'll pull myself back up stage here. And that's like perfect timing, right? Where you get a deep dive on how the collection is created from A, which is the art on the walls, to B, placing it into Canva and then manipulating the colors and pulling out the contrasts and everything. Then that was just like a little deep dive, right? So there's going to be 222 of those. And then the next phase of that is to export the content. So we're not at that phase yet, but I just kind of want to give you like what the forecast will be for what we're doing next. So next we need to export the files and we need to upload it into a cloud software. So let me make sure I get the right name for this. IPFS, Interplanetary File System. So I'm using a file system called, let me get it out here, pinata.cloud. And I will see if I can get that up on the screen for everybody. This was actually provided to me by the IAO team on how to get my artwork into the cloud so that it's connected in my JSON files. So in order to launch a collection online, you have to make these files that look like it's just code. And that code has the title, the description, the rarities. So if I'm relating to the art, rarities for me would be the colors. So blue, black, silver. But then there'd also be other traits like gems, sparkles, drips. And so that will be its own forecast where we're going through and I'm showing you how to make these columns. And it's taken me quite a bit of time. It's taken me over a month. It'll be 2 months now to kind of master how to do this. But other people, I know they could do this in their sleep. They could probably whip this entire collection out in 5 minutes. And for me, practice. I'm at this level, but I want to be up at this level. And in order to get up to that, you got to climb that mountain. You got to get the help that you need from others so that you can fuel your passions. And for me, this masterclass is like so much fun. I'm getting crazy amounts of comments on YouTube just from getting started. So I want to do it better and I want to be as informative as I possibly can. So I'm going to kind of shut this down here and give everybody a chance to go to my website again. This is Blue Eye Queen, the Ape Goddess. So if you're interested in connecting with me on a deeper level, this is where you'd go for blog content or learning about the things that I have working with my disability books and the videos and all of that, because you have to be your own best advocate. And I spend hours creating art, and then I have to be my own team as well. So getting online, making the blogs, creating the content, and I have a support system now who's kind of been pushing that air under my wings. My support system is Omega Media, and they've given me a platform to use for women in Web3, artists, educational products, all that good stuff. And so I want to now be in a position where you can say, I trust my voice, Blue's voice, because I became a stakeholder. I'm showing up every day and I'm giving as much energy and power as I possibly can to help others feel like, okay, if she did it, and I've got all these, you can see that I'm in a wheelchair here. I've got all these layers to myself. You can do it too. It's just 99% of the people don't show up. So if you want to be that 1% that breaks through, that's what you need to do. So appreciate all of your time today on Sunday Fun Day. This is one of my art galleries in Florida. There's 40 plus paintings in here. It is a beautiful site. I'll do a quick little spin. We got some art over here as well. Very good. Very good. All right, fam. Loved being on here and hanging out. I think we knocked it out of the park, to be honest with you. Everything just, I'm feeling good. I'm matching my paintings. That wasn't intentional, but here we are with harmony of 222. And please like, love, share, leave me a comment. Tell me how I did and if I could do anything differently to make it more informative. So thank you, fam. God bless. Take care. Happy Sunday. Ciao, ciao for now.